Hello. We're back. We're back. My internet went out. That's super cool and awesome. That's a favorite thing ever. Imagine you're at your job and you're like in a very important business meeting and they ask you a question and then you're not allowed to speak for 12 minutes. That's what it's like when your internet goes out of the streamer. It feels the same way. Have you ever just silent treated your boss? Anyway. I hate Guardian Sunmare. That seems a little slow. Wandering our character seems like it's there. Great Oak Guardian's hilarious. The untap them is awesome. That's cool. Okay. So. Type elf. X amount of life you gain this turn, if only. Also, I saw the comment about Prosperous Innkeeper before my internet went out. Prosperous Innkeeper is a cute idea for like infinite life, but like when it comes to infinite life, I just don't know if I really enjoy how to say this. Let's just run like Elvish Visionary. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like infinite life as a win. I prefer it to be like you win. Infinite life can still get comboed out, and there's still a lot that can happen at bracket 4, especially that fucks you. Doorkeeper throws a little bit too much of a non-bow with the rest of the deck. I'm trying to think about ways to like stop Thoracle and stuff. It's like Endurance, and I guess Endurance is fine. Also turns Infinite Colorless into Infinite Color. That's kind of cute. But, let's run Fertile Ground, maybe. Alright, let's play Dust. Okay, this is keep it wall. Drop. Dink, dink, dink. Forest, dink, dink. Dink. 1, 2, 3. Elvish Mystic. 1, 2. 5. Fecund Green Shell. Wild Growth. Put that in my hand. Green. Enchant this. So now if we find an Arbor Elf, we're infinite. Because this land taps for a billion. Plains. 1, 2. We don't have a second white. That's really rough. I should have played this on white. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 5, 6. So we can double flicker Fecund Green Shell here. Beast Whisper to hand. Archon of Emeria to battlefield. Rip internet, did it happen again? I hope not. Dear God. If it happened again, I would probably just like say, okay, I can't stream today. I will make up the last one and, you know. Archon of Emeria to battlefield. Oh yeah, it goes to hand, my fault. I don't know why I thought it went to the battlefield. It's just because this card's broken. Okay, Dink, draw a card. There's Hyrix Tower Scout, but we don't have the Arbor Elf. Witch Enchanter, draw a card. Destiny Spinner, draw a card. Next turn. Okay, there's Recruiter where we win. Protect Arbor Elf. Okay, great. And then you go 1, 2, 3. Care Matches Acolyte. Draw a card. And then you tap this for 4. Untap it with Arbor Elf. Flicker. Whoops. Flicker Hyrix Tower Scout. And then now you have Infinite Green. And then you go Worldly Tutor. Imagine with some sort of infinite outlet here. Okay, Allosaurus Shepherd's a very good one. So I'll go on top. You go 1, 2, 3. Eternal Witness, get back. Worldly Tutor, draw a card. Allosaurus Shepherd. Oh, wait, hang on. Worldly Tutor. I didn't know if I had shitty Wi-Fi or something else. My power went out. That's what happened. And none of these streaming platforms have any method of alerting the people that were watching you or anything like that when your power goes out. Don't ask me why that doesn't exist, but it doesn't. Let's get a Disciple of Freyles. And then Freyles, Fecund, Green Shell, draw 4. Whoops, not Archon of Emeria. Do not play that one. We have infinite white as well. Because if we have infinite green, we have infinite white. That's how this works. Maybe not. So we tap 1 white. Right, and then you just Allosaurus Shepherd. Everything becomes a 5/5. Kill someone. I don't know. I'm panicking. I'm playing Standard for the first time in 8 years. In this tournament Friday, I'm going to go with Beta Basics. Are those arcade church or is the foil Ice Age angle? Dog, don't ask me. I'm panicking. Which basic land should I use? Use whichever basic land you like the most. I don't know. Beta Basics are, of course, an okay choice. Okay. So yeah, now we're kind of a turbo fast combo deck. How do we make this deck into less powerful, like a less powerful version? I might link this to you and have this be like the quote-unquote bracket 4 version. I would say this is like a 3.5. You could probably get away with playing this at a 3 if you're like, hey, listen, guys, it's a fast combo, etc. In fact, in bracket 4, I'd probably run things like Collector Oof and stuff additionally. But the more important point is you want to see what this deck would look like at bracket 3. So here's a higher powered version. Let's try to scale it back a bit now and see how we feel. So I think going off the combo angle could be an interesting pivot to take. Whoops, that's not the card I meant to cut. Put Woodland Bellower back in. Get that Woodland Bellower back in here. Okay. Woodland Bellower in. Disciple of Freyles in. Bane of Progress in. All these big ETBs that matter. Solitude's great. Seedborn Muse makes total sense. Fecund Green Shell, awesome. Yeva gets a little bit worse now that we're not in combo. Yasharn gets a little bit worse now that we're lower bracket level. Undermount Adventurer makes sense. Oh, that's how you can go infinite. Undermount Adventurer. So don't tutor up Allosaurus Shepherd and stuff last game. Wood Elves. It's still pretty fine. White Plume makes sense. Village Bellringer, sure. Topiary Spawn for sure. Springloom Druid, you're losing me a little bit. Knight of Autumn, you're losing me a little bit. Hyrex Tower Scout, once again, I don't think... You said you're not married to the combo, by the way. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so we cut the untappers. I'm also going to cut a couple of the tutors, namely Worldly Tutor. Court of Calling stays, because Court of Calling, once again, with Selfless Spirit in the deck, that is a wombo, where this is a 5 mana protection spell, but 5 mana, because you can convoke it. Might remove Fertile Ground, because we're just not looking to be that unfair anymore. I'll cut what must be done. Okay, so now we're going to kind of pivot this into a sort of fair +1/+1 counters kind of deck. Yeah, stream exploded. Internet went out. It happens. It doesn't happen. Not to me, anyway. And I think it's the first time in, like, maybe the second time that it's happened to me ever since I started streaming, which is good luck, in all honesty. Okay, by the way, since we're going up, going down a bracket a little bit, we probably just don't need Archon of Emeria or some of these harder stacks options. Skullwinder, I'm not a big fan of, especially since we already have Eternal Witness plus Woodland Bellower. That's kind of like having 2 Eternal Witnesses. Lizard's cute, but I don't know if Lizard's that good. Okay, we have some slots to play with now. Let's make this into a fun little Flicker deck. Fun. We're about to see how evil this is about to get. So, For additions, we're going to put in... I'm trying to think of what a fun +1/+1 counter card would be. It'd probably be like Sigarda's summons, but you can't really tutor for that, can you? I'm gonna do Kudo. Kudo's great with +1/+1 counters. Because all creatures are 2/2s, but your creatures with the +1/+1 counters are like a billion of billions. We could also put in Ephemerate. I like that idea quite a bit. Because this wombos with Eternal Witness, right? So you play Eternal Witness, you flicker Eternal Witness, it comes back, and then you can get back the Ephemerate on the second rebound, but the first time around you can get it done. I'm gonna cut the Dust Bowl. I don't know why you're running that. Let's do like Demolition Field if you want like a land destruction kind of spell. And then we can run Kabir Takedown. If you're on the battles, Green Sun Zenith Worth, it's not bad. It's just like you can't get Brigade with it. There's reasons not to run Green Suns, but the battle is like you can turn it around and stuff, which is kind of cool. Okay. Now, probably want to jam Ophelia. Starfield Shepherd. Probably cut another land for that one. And then you can run Mother of Runes. Mother of Runes, of course, great protection spell, but also you're able to get it off of the Starfield Shepherd. We can also run like something like Insidious Fungus. This is a 2-mana ramp spell, but it also can blow up Torpor Orbs and stuff if you really get fucking destroyed by that. Tribute to the World Tree. Tribute to the World Tree is triple green. That's very hard to cast, and it's not that much payoff in my opinion. Especially since a lot of our creatures are very tiny, so they're just going to get the counters. And the counters are fine, but Emil already gives counters. Maybe cut Karametra's Acolyte, because we're just not looking to combo like that anymore. So it's just now slow. Alright, 8 more cards. I want to do some like fog looping a little bit. Blessed Respite is always the first fog that I reach for when I think about fogs like that. Because here's the world you can live in. Emil the Blessed, Eternal Witness. For 5 mana you can basically fog every turn, and that works with Seedborn. It doesn't draw an ETB. Yeah, I know. Dog, it's a 43 creature deck. Beast Whisperer is good. There's no cutting it any other way. Or a Boroid. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Or a Boroid would be really good. I need you guys to hear me out with the cuts here. Whoops. Hashtep, Lazatep, Scav Grounds, Sheffet, Arid Archway. Might as well run Sand Scout. I don't think Sand Scout's that good here, but it is fine. So the reason why I'm adding this is because Ouroboros is based on its power. So when you have Ouroboros, hello, beginning of your upkeep, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. When you have, also I'm gonna cut Undermountain Adventurer and White Plume. White Plume at least untaps something, which is kind of cool. But Ouroboros is coming in, so we're gonna put in Sand Scout and stuff. Not for like any of the other deserts. Hashtep Oasis, because you can sack Hashtep Oasis for 3 and put 3 counter or +3/+3 Ouroboros, and the Ouroboros +4/+4s everything, which is a good wombo combo. Okay, now we could probably run something like Flare of Fortitude's a little weird because we don't have a lot of white creatures, but we could do Heroic. Not my favorite, but Reprieve. And I'm just gonna show you that you don't really need Wombo combos to win with Selesnya creatures in the deck. If you really want to, you could run Elesh Norn, though. Oh, could ban me again if I say anything. Why? What happened, huh? Ouroboros is incredible. Attacking on ice can be a huge slog. I guess so. Yeah. I can see the appeal of not having Ouroboros. I'm going to keep Sand Scout in, though, because it's kind of funny to flicker with Emil. That'd lead to a plan to explain it, though. The Oasis incident last week? I see. All right. Wilderness Reclamation, then? Okay, it's already in. You could do, like, Selfless Squire. Stonehorn Dignitary. Winds of Abandon. I will run Elesh Norn. And the reason is, Elesh Norn Grand Cenobite, A, works with Kudo. That's kind of funny. And B, you have, like, the perfect tutor package for it. This is what I run in Kellen. You have Recruiter the Guard. Recruiter the Guard can get Kudo. Great news also about Recruiter the Guard. It can get fucking Fierce Empath. Fierce Empath then gets Elesh Norn, right? So you have two lines to this lock. I've been killed by Hydra decks and shit through this, like +1/+1 counter decks. But anyway, Kudo works with the +1/+1 counter plan. Elesh Norn works with the Go Wide Creature plan. Together, they make a Winds of Abandon where your opponent just doesn't have blockers. And then sometimes Elesh Norn by herself makes it so your opponent doesn't have good blockers and you kill them. Oh, wait. We also need Champion of Lambholt. So now we have Fog Loops, Champion of Lambholt. We're now a beatdown deck with a kind of countery theme. This is a good direction to take it if you're not interested in doing like a high power combo. And instead you're more interested, because once you said you weren't married to the combo. So Forest, Scavenger Grounds, Priest of Titania. Kabira Takedown. Overgrowth Forest. Okay, so this taps for 3 green. Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. We can probably tap now like a moron. So I'll do that. So we have 2 green floating. Selvala. We now tap for 3 green here. Growing Rites of Itlimoc. Allosaurus Shepherd to hand. Okay, great. Next turn. Green. Think. Allosaurus Shepherd. 1/2. Frenzied Baloth. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 elves on the battlefield. We'll add 4 green mana. Think. Dink. We'll add 3 combination any colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Emil the Blessed. 1, 2, 3. Flicker Elvish Visionary, draw a card. This turns over into Shitlamok, Cradle of the Sun. Next turn. Okay. Combo was my solution to how do I end the game instead of stalling it. Beatdown would work as an alternative to combo. Beautiful. That works for me. So yeah, as you can see, elves turbocharge your game plan here. So here, because we have Allosaurus Shepherd, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great news. Activate Allosaurus Shepherd. All of these are now 5/5s. Keep back Priest of Titania and Selvala. Anyway, swing with all your 5/5s. And then you go generate 3 green. Dink. Add 5 mana in any combination of colors. Tap for each elf on the battlefield, which is 4. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's Bane of Progress. Blow everything up. 1, 2, 3. Skyclave Apparition, exile your thing. 1, 2, 3. Emil, flicker Skyclave, enters with a counter, exile your other thing. This has a billion counters. And then at this point, like, you're kind of farming, dog. Continue the beatdown with Allosaur Shepherd. Like, this feels very good. This hand's okay. I just... Lazatev, Corey, Sheffitt, Dunes. Ah, if only we had a green. Good way to draw on the green. Bummer. But anyway, this is a keepable hand. Drop. Forest. No one drops. Next turn. Branch Left Pathway. Dink, dink. Destiny Spinner. Next turn. Mr. Land Drop die. Ugh. And we have like a billion lands, by the way. Yeah, 39 plus. I guess plus nothing. Maybe it is worth running one more land. Probably over Sylvan. Sylvan's okay. Just feels a little hard to weave into our creature dense curve. It also gets eaten by whatever. Destiny Spinner might be a top 5 baddie. I mean, she's really good looking. But like, to be fair, she's only copying the GOAT. Right? This is a disciple of like the best, at least the best one on Theros. All I'm saying is she's copying. You know what I mean? She's great looking, but... Wee. Okay. We could maybe give you one... Oh, no. The one more thing to the beatdown plan is Champion of Lambholt. I kind of want to add another elf to this deck. I'm just trying to visualize what that elf would look like. Dog, it might be like Findhorn elves. Findhorn elves wouldn't be that bad. You could also just run like Traverse the Uvenwald, but you don't have a lot of card type variation. All right, maybe a Guardian of Faith is in the cards. Oh, Guardian of Faith's already in. My fault, my fault. I mean, like, T-Pro's just broken. You could always add a T-Pro to any deck. It would be good. You could add a Plains. Green MDFC. This is like Winds of Abandon, where you can exile all of their blockers. Also, if you desperately need like a rule of law, the best one is Phyrexian Censor. I noticed you had those in the original build. I don't know if that's a meta call or what, but Phyrexian Censor is a rule of law like that. Also taps non-Phyrexians when they enter. Also lets you deploy Elesh Norn Kudo, because this is a Phyrexian. That's your Phyrexian spell for turn. You still have another one where you can cast another non-Phyrexian spell this turn. Great news. That's Kudo. Okay, great. Okay, this is turbo keepable. Any hand with Felia is just like basically like instant keep for me. Dink dink Felia. Check this out. Felia is fucking awesome. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Growing Rites of Itlimoc. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put Elvish Visionary in your hand. Shift L. Attack with Felia. Flicker Growing Rites of Itlimoc. It enters under your control. 1, 2, 3, 4. Elvish Mystic. Think. Next turn. Forced. Green. Elvish Mystic. Green 1. Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. Attack with Felia. She's a 3/3 on turn 4. You can probably find a control player who doesn't have a creature. Flicker Growing Rites. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes back on end step. Here's Kudo. Next turn. Dink. 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 Kudo. Whoa, look at that. We get +1/+1 to Felia, basically. Because these are all 2/2s. Since everything's a 2/2 and this is a 5/5, good luck blocking it. Unless you want to have Felia eat 2 of your best creatures. Fucking, anyway, Flicker Growing Rites of Itlimoc. Here's Alice. Take Eternal Witness, honestly. Dink. 2, 3, 4. Here's Wilderness Reclamation. This flips over. These flip over. Or these untap, rather. Okay, great. Reprieve your spell. Okay, great. Sejiri Shelter, Protect Kudo. So we add 4 mana. Here's a meal. I guess you'd play a meal like this. Knowing I treat you worse every day. Eternal Witness back Sejiri Shelter. I guess you get back Reprieve. The spell you hated is going to come back. Okay, we now have 6 creatures. That's 2 Emil Flickers. Elvish Visionary. Elvish Visionary. Move to combat. Felia. Flicker of Elvish Visionary. Or Eternal Witness, I guess. Untap to Wilderness Reclamation. Did we make our land drop this turn? I think we did, yeah. Okay, we have to move to discard. Discard Forest. Okay, great. Reprieve your fucking Farewell again. Draw a card. Oh, there's Elishnorn. We're going to win soon. Okay, Protect Kudo with the Sejiri Shelter. Oh, also, double Flicker. Draw, draw. Next turn. Plains. Okay, we have 6 creatures. We have 1 green floating now because we're casting Elishnorn. By the way, before you do that, you can go green, 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 1. Court of Calling. Oh, I guess you do it for 2. Destiny Spinner. So now my creature spells can't be countered. Here's Elishnorn. Now all of your creatures are 0/0s. All mine are 4/4s or bigger. Swing, kill you. End step, untap everything. Emil, you can Flicker Eternal Witness twice, get back Sejiri Shelter, Reprieve. Now you can Reprieve again. You can Sejiri Shelter, Protect Elishnorn. Like, notice how we're looping protection spells here. Like, this is incredibly broken. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Is Vandal Blast Mycosynth Vandal Blast 2 messed up for 3? Technically, yes. If you rule 0 it, no. Like, if you go like, hey, listen, guys, I have Vandal Blast, whatever the fuck in here, I'd probably let you play it because you have to get Mycosynth in play and then you have to Vandal Blast. So long as your deck isn't consistently doing that before turn 7. Like, if you did like 100 games and you got it before turn 7 3 times, fine. That's okay. I was going to be able to ask if I can ask for an idea for the deck, not a deck review idea concept, or if that's something I'd have to get a deck review for as well. You can ask for like ideas, card recommendations, but if you're doing like, if every 5 minutes I see from you like, oh, what about this card? What about this card? What about this card? What about this card? I'd be like, dude, get a deck review. But like, I'm always down to chat about Commander decks. Like, there's no expensive stuff. I am attached to Aven Interrupter. Put it back in. My fault. I did not read that far into the prompts. Put Aven Interrupter back in. Especially in the newer Fair deck that flickers everything because you can keep flickering the same spell with Aven Interrupter. That shit's broken. No, you're right. Aven Interrupter should have been cut. I didn't think about that play pattern of like the repeatable like protection spell of it. Anyway, we have Erlas's deck up next. Minthara. Okay. This deck follows the go-wide game plan of using Minthara's buffs to kill with combat damage. Has some proliferate and aristocrat sub-themes to try and maximize the experience counter value. Okay. It also relies on the land-based to help trigger her. The goal of this deck is to be your high 2, low 3. I enjoy Orzhov go wide, and Minthara is a cool commander that I enjoyed the theming of. No restrictions on what can be added. I feel like the main issue is consistency. So typically when we have consistency issues, it means that we're either running cards that aren't high impact, or like Oketcher's Monument, for example. Or we're running cards that are clunky. Like the curve doesn't work that well. So I'm going to look at our curve first. Our curve looks okay. We don't have a lot of 1-drops, which is a little concerning. I like Lily. I'm going to say Ashnod's Altar and Oketcher's Monument go. Ashnod's Altar is always just better as a combo card, in my opinion. Unless you have big X spells, which this deck kind of does. being able to turn Jackrabbit tokens into a bunch of mana, it's not bad. It's just kind of weird. Damn, this card's good as fuck. Holy shit. I guess you have to X-spell it, though. Unlike Jackrabbit that just passively makes tokens. Okay. So for me, I'm looking at this deck, and I'm immediately thinking, okay, we should probably be running some sort of Starfield Shepherd small creature package. I don't like the Velokin Pack Beast. I like Voice of Victory a lot more for the Mobilize kind of card. Dope. Holy shit. I want to know if you had an idea for a multi-blocker commander deck using cards like Echoes. Okay. I have a perfect deck for you. It's already built. It's Linvala Flash. No. I have a video, though. I forgot what video it was specifically. That's literally talking about the exact deck you want. Specifically, it's an Angels deck, and what you do is you have Serra Emissary, which enters and gives creatures and you protection from a type. You name Angel, or you name creature, rather. Sorry, creature. So you have protection from creatures, and so do your creatures. And then you run Guardian of the Gateless. It's a 5-mana Angel, 3/3. It can block any number of creatures. Now, suddenly, when all of your creatures have protection from creatures, great news, no one can do anything to hit you. Linvala is also a very good option here. If you run it in a deck with Heliod's Pilgrim and other aura stuff, you are able to Gift of Immortality onto Linvala because she's a selfless spirit in the command zone. And suddenly your multi-blocker creature has indestructible every turn because you sack Linvala before the combat damage goes through. And then Linvala comes back, and then Gift of Immortality comes back on the end step. If you combine that with like a Farah, Entity Tracker, you get a card draw engine, right? Here, I'll just literally link this deck. You can kind of just look through it. So enjoy that. That's my thought. And the card, Heliod's Pilgrim can also get your Entangler kind of cards and stuff. That's what I ended up on for Linvala, but results may vary. Maybe you don't want to do initiative like I ended up being on, etc. But yeah, that should get you started. And hey, if the deck doesn't work after you build it, you can get a deck review. I don't know if I like 1 mana. This dude just has Myriad. I think that's a little too slow. Whenever an opponent commits a crime, proliferate. I don't like that you can't control that. Moonshaker Cavalry, our commander's an overrun. I think this is kind of taking away from Minthara's whole gist here. Deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. It's okay. It's okay. I think it's a little win more. If we're hitting our opponents with creatures, that means we're probably winning. Boss's Chauffeur. When it dies, for each 1/1 counter on it, not equal to its power. That makes me a little bit weary about it. For each experience counter you have. Okay. I think Aang might be too slow, though. Just 5 mana, make a bunch of tokens. Like, that's a lot of cards. You're right here. Thank you. No problem. We have Sasur Sakandi. Good to see. All right, I'm like going to look at the rest of this. Maybe Gix is a little dangerous because it is symmetrical, but that should be fine. Okay, anyway, starting. Starfield Shepherd. Hey, I have really good news about what Warp does with Minthara. Oh, at the beginning of your end step. It doesn't work with Minthara, but still, if you flicker this, you feel very good about yourself. Speaking of Mother of Runes, 1 drop, very important to go grab. Hey, do you know what else is important to go grab in this sacrifice deck? A Viscera Seer. Right, Viscera Seer. It's just a 1 mana creature that's a sack outlet. Now this is also a sack outlet. That's very strong. Starfield Shepherd is also really strong with Felia. We don't have a budget restriction, so Overlord of the Baelmerk. It's a good glue card. It's just a good mid-range threat. Early game, it's a cantrip. If you get the right number of pieces, it works with Felia. Doll Maker's Shop, Porcelain Gallery. This makes all of the creatures have base power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. And then Minthara turbo boosts that up to even higher. And also gives you sack fodder in the early game. Here's the great news about this. You have access to Windbrisk Heights. which is a really easy way in these kind of low to the ground token heavy decks to get free casts of cards. This works incredibly well with Porcelain Gallery. You can get that out early. Starfield Shepherd, you can cheat that out early. Overlord of the Balemerc, you can cheat that out early. Liliana, you can cheat that out early, right? It's just like Windburst Kite cheats out so many of the things here. So does Collector's Cage. Collector's Cage is a hideaway artifact. It lets you put counters on creatures, and then when you have Coven, 3 different powers, you can free cast the thing underneath it. Hey, great news about that. You have a wide board. Also, Felly can reset this. It's a great advantage engine for that. Grim Reaper's Scythe. No, that's too expensive. 7 mana to return 1 creature, and then also like it works when creature cards leave your graveyard, which we're not even necessarily doing. I think there's better card advantage options than Trouble in Pairs. It's just that card's just kind of not like a synergistic one. Creature enters, that will be happening all the time. Bitter Blossom, Skrelv's Hive. I don't think we need multiple Bitter Blossoms, and if we did, we need them. I'd just do this and this. Attrition, oh, disgusting. Evil card. Bash of Remembrance makes sense. Black Market Connections makes sense. Yeah, I like it. I'd rather have Adeline. If we don't have Adeline already. Okay, we do already have Adeline. Okay. Tasia's Welcome makes sense. Solthera makes enough sense. Okay. So we have 6 more slots to play with. I want to cut a Plains. This is the last Plains I'll cut for Ameria's Call. This is another big thing you can cheat with Collector's Cage. It's just kind of nice to have a couple MDFCs like this that are super easy to cheat out. I don't know if I like Akroma's Will because... No. Akroma's Will I do like because all of our creatures are big. They just need evasion to get through. Okay. That works. We should have like Yawgmoth IMO. Yawgmoth just kind of does everything you ever want. Because it's a sacrifice outlet. It draws you cards. It also proliferates, right? This is just the perfect triad of things that this deck wants to do. Maybe we get a Weathered Wayfarer in over a Swamp. Weathered Wayfarer, search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. You can get this off of Starfield Shepherd. It's very important 1-drop to get. Curious Farm Animals could be interesting. Selfless Spirit should be in. Okay, great. It wasn't in. Here it is now. Selfless Spirit, it's a flying creature. When you play this and then you play Adeline next turn, you get a bunch of soldiers, right? Because Adeline isn't when she attacks, is whenever you attack. So having a flying creature that can get through is pretty nice. How do you feel about Illicit Masquerade? Illicit Masquerade's very good in a token deck like this. I'm trying to think, do I like it over Living Death? I don't think so, and I don't even know if I like Living Death necessarily for this deck. We are an attacking deck, though, so I'm going to give you Winds of Abandon. Winds of Abandon is a 2-mana sorcery that exiles a creature. Already pretty great. It's also a 6-mana sorcery that gets rid of all of your opponent's blockers. That's also great for your attacking deck. Dictate of Erebos is also cute and dirty. I agree. We already have Solthera, so I think we're just going to keep it at Solthera, guys. If we're running Solthera only, that typically tells me that the play group doesn't typically like Grave Pack kind of shenanigans, so we're going to stick with Solthera. I will add Chthonian Nightmare, though, now that I think about it. Chthonian Nightmare works well with the proliferation theme because of the energy counters. And then it also works well with just the aristocracy. We're making a bunch of tokens. We have a bunch of cheap creatures. We're going to bring back this cheap creature, return this creature, this permanent left the battlefield. We get an experience counter, etc. So that all works well for Chthonian Nightmare. And plus, if you ever like bounce a bunch of 2-drops back in play and start netting energy from this, you can start returning Minthara, which is pretty decent. Okay, so Mom, Giver. And then maybe just like one more big spell that can also be cheap for the hideaway cards. I'm just trying to think about what that would look like. What's a cheap card that is also great in aristocrats? Maybe just Elesh Norn. But Elesh Norn kind of steals Minthara's Thunder a little bit. I get why the fetch lands are here, but if we were already running Arid Mesa and stuff, I think maybe we shouldn't be on the slow, shitty fetches. That's just my opinion. Escape Tunnel, like, we're never using the other mode, are we? And Terramorphic out. And then we can maybe just add Sand Scout. Oh, Sand Scout's already in. Thank God, someone who listens to me. Oh my goodness, I was terrified for a second. Okay. So let's go Plains, Fabled Passage. It's literally like, it's 69 cents. Oh, it's already had, my fault. I was like, it's 69 cents, but it's just a straight upgrade. The Art and the Price of County X, but Commissar Severina Rain. That one's fine. Type land, O tag, O sacrifice, O search, sort USD. Okay, maybe just shell out for a Bloodstain Mire. I honestly think it's worth it. Misty Rainforest in this deck? Yeah, let's do it, dude. Okay, ideally another 1-drop. Maybe just Curious Farm Animals. I like Curious Farm Animals as a 1-drop that blows up an artifact or enchantment in my, like, right, it can tutor it off of Starfield Shepherd. I mean, Ranger Captain of Eos would be fucking broken in this deck, but I don't want to, like, recommend, like, a $5,000 card. Run this if you can. If you can't, that's fine. You don't need it, but it's also just insane in this deck. Do you play with diverse pods that demand radically different decks, or do you find yourself gravitating towards the same familiar pods? I typically play in familiar pods, but it depends. When it comes to deck reviews, I'll typically ask what like pods are like, or something like that, or if something's like a meta call. Anyway, here's Dollmaker Shop. Here's Sand Scout, perfectly on time. Get Lazotep Quarry. And then play my land for turn, which can be Arid Archway. Bounce this, Surveil 1, Graveyard. Next turn. There's Collector's Cage, which are pretty good. Let's do Windbrisk Heights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can put Disciple Bolus underneath this one. Or maybe we do Technomancer. I think mana is better than card, at least in this position. So, Ruthless Technomancer under this. 1, 2. Collector's Cage, and then we hide away 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get Starfield Shepherd into the Collector's Cage. And then we move to combat. We swing with Sand Scout. We get a 1/1 toy. And hey, if you're not safe to attack here, great news, you have Reconnaissance. And then maybe you put a counter on Sand Scout with Collector's Cage. Damn, you can do that at instant speed? That card's fucked up and evil. Okay, anyway, next turn. Plains, Dink, Giver of Runes, Black, White, 1, 2, Minthara. And then you go Dink, Dink, Starfield Shepherd because you put a counter on the toy. Now you have 1, 2, 3. There's Starfield Shepherd for free. Mana value goes 1. You get a creature. Get Nested Shambler, I guess. Could get Viscerous here. Maybe Mom, but we already have Giver. Let's get Viscerous here. Okay. Right. So that'll be that. You can move to combat, get another toy. So Minthara gets an experience counter. Next turn. Lazotep Quarry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, both tabs of the Porcelain Gallery Dollmaker Shop are now open. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures. So these all become 6/6s. This is a 7/7 because it has a counter on it. So these are all 6/6s. And then you can put a counter on something. And then you can swing with your creatures and they all become 7/7s. Like, behold the power of Dollmaker Shop. Boom. All right, playtest. Let's try this hand out. This hand looks fucking awesome, by the way. Shadowy Backstreets. Whoa, we don't run Shadowy Backstreets. Listen, I know it's a little bit of money to do this, but Shadowy Backstreets is one of the cheaper Surveil lands at $10. You should get one if you have fetch lands. Dollmaker Shop has looked real good every time it's in play, and that's because it's a fucking awesome card that works with Hideaway, it works with sacrificing, it works with token generation, it works with everything you need in Orzhov, in Boros, and like, it just works, right? In these like tokeny plans, it's very nice. I like the Collector's Cage is another one of these card advantage cards that works in this color combo, stuff like that. I'm low-key wanting to add Flicker Wisp, because I kind of like that Flicker Wisp works with Baelmerk. I like that it works with Collector's Cage. I like that it works with Windbrisk Kites too, because you can flicker a land with Flicker Wisp. So there's a lot of ways that you can use that to like reset these Hideaway advantage engines, and I find the Hideaway advantage engines really fun in these tokeny decks. I'm gonna cut Halia. We can't cut Beseech the Queen, otherwise I would, but it has the Shadow Hard Art, so you can't cut it. All right, play test. This hand's insane. Dink, 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 dink. Next turn. Swamp. 1, 2. Overlord the Baelmerk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mill 4. Return a non-avatar creature card. We whiff. That's okay. Actually, I don't like call the Copper Coats that much. Will of the Mardu is just like such a way better card. And we could probably bump ourselves up to 40 lands here, although we do have Weather Wayfarer with the Kabira takedown. Right, Kabira takedown, count the number of creatures you control, punch a creature for that much. Boom. Is this a Yuri deck? I guess. If you think really hard about it, it is. Okay, here's Nested Shambler. Next turn. Shadowy Backstreet Surveil 1. Reconnaissance. I'll graveyard it. I don't think we need it this game. Last step, Corey pass. Felia. Next turn. Karn's Bastion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mithara. I would not chagrin anyone keeping Reconnaissance there. It depends on the board state. But if you have a control player, which typically a pod does, Felia will always get through, and she grows herself. So, okay. We have one experience counter. There's Disciple of Bolas. Dink, dink, Godless. 2, 3, 4. Here's Witch Enchanter. Also Flicker Witch Enchanter. Experience counter number 2. Counter on Felia. Okay. At this point, we can kind of just send a couple of the team. Flicker Witch Enchanter again. We get treasures, right? And we exile top cards of opponent's libraries. Here's treasures. Hooray. Next turn. Verdant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dink. 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 Draw 4. Get 4 squirrels. Like, that's pretty insane. You get draw Gix. Ugh. Yuck. Probably playing Falcon and Red Wing here. Is this card good for Safara? No, it isn't, because you need to swing with it. If this had Vigilance, it'd be good for Safara. Okay. So we have Grateful Apparition. We have Drowning Ichor. Okay. I can't spell. I looked up Yuri on. So Yuri isn't on Scryfall, but Twink is. Art Twink. Like Art Twink works. Can you do Art Butch? Okay, okay, you can't say they're lesbian phobic. Not male privilege, not male privileged. Butch works. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Lesbians, you win too. It's okay. I know you're angry all of the time. That's part of your like charm, but like you're good too. You're included. Okay, but this femmes, guys, who cares about femmes? Fuck off. That's what the twink tag's for. That's where all the femmes are. Wow. Listen. I hate to be that guy, but when it comes to lesbianism, You dirty lesbians. The butches are like the star of the show. It's kind of like tops and bottoms in like gay male culture, I think. Right? Keep in mind, I'm not a part of lesbian culture. I am a part of gay male culture, though. But everyone's a fucking bottom and no one's a top. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is I think the butches have priority. When it comes to lesbianism, I love like the phrases like lesbianism. It's such an unhinged fucking thing to say. I just like cannot fucking believe that people say that shit. Anyway, gotta say I'm just kind of impressed with the curve of this deck. We're really low curve now, but we have surprising high-end curve options like this that we can hide away off of. I say disciples of Sappho. True. She did invent lesbians. Before her, there was none. Okay. I am a little wary of Bastion of Remembrance. It is just like a 3-drop, and the power isn't there for it to be a 3-drop. It's aight. Oh, this is a squad. Holy fuck, this is cool. I thought this was sneak. It's squad. That card's busted. Okay, we have 1 slot now. Maybe just jam an Ink Shield. I hate to be that guy, but like honestly, if your deck doesn't work, it's nice to have like, I have 5 mana, win the game by accident. It's cool to have 1 kicking around. Is Bastion on the way out? Yeah, for me, okay. Bastion of Remembrance is still good in a lot of decks. This isn't a Drain Aristocrats deck. Does that make sense? We're a beat down, buff our creatures up Aristocrat deck. In fact, I might want to cut Marionette Apprentice, although Marionette Apprentice and Chthonian Nightmare are a little bit of a wombo combo, so I don't know if I really want to be doing that. I just got here. Have we added any new Marvel cards to decks? Not really. I've been trying to keep in mind when like a couple of the Marvel cards would be good, because there's a couple that I've earmarked in the dome. The last deck where we added Kudo to, we could have added the we could have added Queen Mother Ramonda to that one, the green-white deck with Kudo in it. But that's the only thing I felt like I missed today in terms of Marvel. Yeah, this is black-white tokens with a sacrifice theme, not black-white aristocrats, right? That is a perfect way of putting this. Okay, great. I think this deck's good to go, though. Very happy with how this one looks. Great. All right, so that's our last deck for the day. I know the stream says an hour on Twitch and YouTube, but our internet went out halfway through the stream. So YouTube, check the video description down below. Get a deck review. It helps to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching and rejoining if you did do that after the power outage. As far as